Happy Friday, everyone. This is Angelina Braxton and my co host,
Larry Braxton. Happy Friday.
and we're here with Breaking Barriers. Again, thank God. Today, we wanted to start the show talking about movement versus progress. Um, Sometimes we are so busy doing things,
Yes,
but we're not getting anything accomplished.
just busy work.
Yeah, busy work. So we wanted to, that's one of our topics today. And we're also going to talk about how you make that progress. We're going to focus on the need to develop a plan.
Yeah,
All right. So, movement versus progress. I mean, I'm sure we've all had those times in our life where we're always busy doing stuff, but then we're not getting anything. We're like,
right.
what did I do? What have I been doing all day, all week, all year?
It can be very exhausting.
Mm-hmm. All that movement, right?
All that movement. Yep.
Well, let's talk about why does that happen? Why do you think? And now, generally, and then speaking specifically regarding reentry citizens, right?
Right.
That's what we wanted to focus on to help them not get caught up in that loophole of movement versus progress. Because
Mm-hmm.
can't you imagine? I mean, think about it. If you even if you're looking for a job or anything, but to apply it to something big like that, coming home from
Incarceration.
incarceration,
Yeah.
you want people to think that you are trying.
Exactly. You've changed and you're actually going for something positive.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming from experience, one of the biggest things, you feel like two big things stand out to me. You feel like you have so much to prove,
Okay.
especially if you've been incarcerated for a while.
Mm-hmm.
How they say being down for a while. And you come out feeling like you've lost so much time. You feel like you're so far behind.
Mm.
We have to shake that. We have to encourage people that's coming out not to feel like they have time to make up for. You have to start from where you are and just move forward. And the best way to do that is with some type of plan.
I like it. But how can you tell movement from progress? I mean, how can you distinguish like specifically you're doing a lot every day, your
Right.
calendar is full, your to-do list is full. How can you distinguish the movement from the progress?
That's a great question. One huge step is to set a point in your plan where you have to reflect, whether it be a week or a month or a quarter, 3 months. But you need to stop and look back and say, what have I accomplished? And part of your plan is also setting goals where you want to have done this by this time. So you get out, you say, okay, my first month out, I do want to secure gainful employment. So if you have a goal
Mm.
that says in a month you want to have employment, at that month point when you get out,
Mm-hmm.
that's the time of reflection. You look back, did I accomplish that number one goal?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may have several goals, of course, but you have to prioritize. And a lot of
Okay.
things don't move without some type of income.
So it's true, you can be busy all day
Hmm.
and not move an inch towards what really matters.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So let's talk about so the core takeaway for movement. Um, it's activity.
Hmm.
Okay. Progress is impact.
That's right. Results.
Exactly. So so we're saying, you can be busy. So how can you tell the difference? You can define the real outcome, like you were saying, creating a plan, right?
Hmm. Right.
But that's so intimidating. It can be overwhelming for a person, right?
Right.
So for example, if you don't know the destination, everything feels like progress. So you got to have that plan,
Hmm.
okay?
Right.
So you might ask something, for example, I was doing some research, and one study was showing that you could ask, what would success look like if I could only pick one thing this week?
Exactly. Yeah.
You have a bullseye now,
Yeah.
right? You have a target.
It may be as small as securing a a resume you can be proud of, or transitioning some of the skills you might have learned while incarcerated to actual outside life. So if you worked in the kitchen, okay, talk about some of the skills you learned in the kitchen. You learn processes. There are processes in prison.
Right.
People tend to look past them, like, I got to do this. Yeah, but it's a method to it.
Now, you brought up a great point talking about how people feel like when getting out, right? You feel like I've lost so much time, so you want to
Yeah,
make up all this time.
exactly.
But one of the ways you can validate the time lost is by doing what you were saying. Say, what did I learn? You
Exactly.
transfer those skills. So you have to look and say, that's a skill. What
Yeah.
was I doing when I was locked up?
Yeah, and sometimes hopefully you'll have someone, and that's somewhere where we might come in to help a person sit down and say, to sit down and actually put their skills on paper, because it might be
Exactly.
something that's just not in their psyche to
Exactly.
see. Yeah,
That because I was working as an orderly, um, they didn't recognize it. Now they can turn it. They learned about oral hygiene. They learned about. I remember when you worked in a dentist office. You know how you
yeah,
learned about ADA. You were telling me, which toothpaste to buy.
yeah,
There's valuable skills and lessons that you gained,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So, but maybe I'm not sure how that would be a transferable skill, but it's still experience. So now
It's
you can work as
experience and
an
it's
orderly.
knowledge. Yeah,
Maybe,
just cleaning up. What chemicals to use,
yes.
processes. This is some things are as simple as when you start mopping the floor, you mop your way out of the room,
Yeah,
not into the
exactly.
room. You know,
Exactly.
things like that. I mean,
So those are different standards of practice that
yeah,
you learn that you can transfer.
yeah,
Another tip was to check the leverage. It says so high leverage tasks change things, low leverage tasks maintain things. So you need to look, you need both, but they are not equal.
yeah.
Okay?
Right, right,
So if you say, I have an opportunity to meet with John's father who owns this company that may be able to employ me, that's
right.
high
That's high
leverage.
leverage. Yeah,
So I'm going to go. John invited me to dinner. I'm going to go.
yeah. That's priority.
Exactly. Now, a low leverage would be that I want to go and meet with
An old friend I
an
haven't
old,
seen in a while. Yeah,
exactly, and
and catch
maybe
up.
and catch up and see what type of opportunity, see if they're hiring at their job.
Right,
Still potentially beneficial, but that's low leverage.
right, right. They don't
Be
have really
strategic.
the
They don't have the
wherewithal to
power.
put you in that spot.
Exactly.
Right.
You're in a
John's
third
father
position
does.
now,
Yeah,
as opposed to John, where you could be in a direct position.
exactly.
It's just, social media does help us. I
Yeah.
mean, if you think about sites like LinkedIn, for example, it'll let you know how many degrees are you separated from a person.
Speaking of social media,
Mm-hmm.
coming out of prison, those are some of the tasks where you can immediately see progress as opposed to movement. You got to learn to use a cell phone. A lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
you got to set up a social media presence. That
Yes.
could be part of your goal to say, okay, yeah, I'm moving forward.
Especially
Yeah.
if you don't have time, and that's a good use of time every day.
Yes.
If you don't have to dedicate yourself. Now let's talk about this about
And that's
movement.
low output time management. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't
Exactly. You
have to
don't
pay
spend any
for
money.
anything. Yeah. You can
Exactly.
do that right there wherever you
Independently.
reside. Yep.
Yes, you need a cell phone. You need some Wi-Fi, which
Yep.
are all um, uh, accessible. They're
Exactly.
more
Different
readily
places.
accessible.
Even doing that, setting up a list of places that provide these things at no cost.
Free services, free
Coffee
Wi-Fi,
shops,
libraries.
libraries is an
Exactly.
amazing place.
Yeah, community
Speak and then
centers.
go to the library and not only look for these things, speak
Mm-hmm.
to someone
Exactly.
because they can put you in the right direction.
And go to the library. It's a wonderful resource. You could spend
Yeah.
the entire day at the library.
Yeah, and Southfield it does have an awesome library set up.
Southfield is
They
a
have they have offices you can occupy that
yes
really zoom in and
business center where you can go and get your startup. They have a startup center.
yeah,
It's nice. You can sit outside, inside. It's
yeah,
a lot of business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs.
yeah. Look for communities. And it's a
Yes.
community in your library, your local
Yes.
library.
But I don't. I want to go back to this, the movement versus progress,
Right,
because I want to, something that you were saying about the results movement, how you can tell a difference. You
right.
distinguish between movement and progress because the results, is a distinguishing factor. So, and this is important, and this is personally important. I'm just going to be candid. It says to measure by results and not effort.
Yes, yes.
So, as an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, long term entrepreneur, even as an employee, I was always
An
an entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. Yeah.
So, one of the things I was thinking about is that I got it wrong. I measured by effort sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, you know what? Entrepreneurs, you stumble. It's okay.
Man, it's part of the process.
It is. And you share that knowledge, hold yourself accountable. So I got that wrong.
Yeah.
Measuring by
Effort.
effort. No, that's not. I'm going to measure by results. I have to focus more. I would say enjoy the ride, all that
Yeah.
other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not appropriate there. I got to
Yeah. And
compartmentalize
those
that
things are,
mindset.
sometimes you will enjoy it, but sometimes it's going to be, hard.
And then you said the other thing about auditing it. Audit your week.
Mm-hmm.
Start your week. That gives you enough space to have some down days and just don't be so hard on yourself every day,
Yeah.
every hour.
It's just like being a big guy when you're on a diet. You got to have a day when you throw it all out the window. It doesn't mean that you go overboard, but a day
Some
where you
people
give
call it a
yourself a
cheat
treat.
day, some
Yeah.
flexibility, give
So
yourself some grace.
so when you're on that grind, you get out and you're trying to do things. You're working really hard. It doesn't have to be a whole day. It could be 2 hours in the morning where you have a good cup of coffee and you actually think. It could be meditation.
Exactly.
It could be a daily process, weekly process, or monthly process. But take some time just for you to reflect and say, okay, what have I done, and what can I continue to do,
Yes.
and what can I do differently?
You have to audit.
You
got to
have
be
to
on
audit
it. You
yourself,
have to.
and you have to be open
Yes.
to being audited.
I agree with that as well. And talking about auditing and being audited, so that requires you to look back. It's just like looking
Yeah.
at tape, right?
Yeah, looking at
Your film. You have to look at it.
Yeah,
It's tough. It's very difficult.
it's very tough.
But you know why? Because you're exposed, you're vulnerable, all that. But at the end of the day, you're doing something. You're trying. I'd rather be failing forward
Exactly.
than not failing at all.
That's one of the huge things too, that we have to start to embrace change, because only by the whole purpose of looking at film and looking back is to see what you're really not proud of, and how can you become proud of
To learn.
growth from that.
It's for
Exactly.
lessons
It's for
learned.
lessons learned.
Self-development.
Yeah. And
And
that you have to be ready to change.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
You got to do something different.
exactly. So we talked about auditing, movement versus progress. Something else, research was showing that a non obvious insight is that most people confuse urgency with importance.
Wow, that's important.
And that's a big factor in confusing movement versus progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, and I go back to myself. A lot of these are self developed lessons. One of the things is like having to, as a realtor, I used to feel like I had to answer every call.
Right.
You
Right.
remember I was like,
Yeah.
I want to be accessible at midnight, 24. I was even saying that.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, being crazy like that. And it put me in a situation where I was doing that.
Yeah.
So
People will test you too.
So I'm talking to clients at 11 or midnight and then again at 6 in the morning and all that, just making myself totally available.
Yeah.
And the result was not matching that.
No.
The effort, I'm thinking about the effort I'm going to get, so not to make this so much, about that, because it's people do it. It's not a
And
big
it's true.
deal.
At the end of the day, a person's not going to say, they're not going to feel so great if you worked so hard and didn't get the goal accomplished.
Mm-mm.
They're going to look at the result.
Yeah, then I'm out here just doing and doing and doing, and they like, what's wrong with you? Why you can't,
Yeah.
And so that's what we want to help the returning citizens
Citizens.
avoid, right?
Yeah.
Because that's unrealistic pressure that you're putting on yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
It's unnecessary. So we're saying you don't have to go out if you know that. Don't go. I mean, you have to have income. We understand. So instead of feeling a need to busy yourself taking a bus or three buses to get a
Yeah.
interview, paying a fare that won't even um, it will put you in a negative position when you get your check. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do that. Try to be smarter about it. You don't need to look to just be moving. Oh, so people can think you're applying for work
Right.
or even for yourself if it's no one but you.
And do what you can from where you are. Applying for work
Yes,
might be just making phone calls or sending emails.
exactly.
Yeah.
Do it. And now, using text, a phone, you will need a phone.
That's a
You
requirement.
will
It's a
need a phone.
requirement. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So, and you will need access to the internet.
Yeah. And the little
So,
steps like that, check them off. Man, I got a
exactly.
phone today.
And that's an
That's an awesome
accomplishment.
week.
Exactly. That's the awesome week,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So it's like, you got to realize, what you're doing.
Yep.
So, we talked about movement versus progress. I think we beat that horse. We get what that is, and
Right. We understand that.
we understand that, and we understand that it's a pitfall, and
Yeah.
you want to try to stay out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can, and if you get in it, it's okay. Get out.
Yeah. Hey, have yourself some grace. That's
Yes,
part of the audit. That's why you look
exactly.
back and reflect and say, okay,
Yes,
yeah, I stayed there too long. Okay, now it's time to
yeah.
move this way.
What if these
Be able to
activities healed
change.
me?
Yep.
I didn't get nothing from that. I don't need to keep calling this. This is not helping. Some things have changed.
Yeah.
The other thing is develop a plan.
Yeah.
Go and develop a plan. Even if you're looking for jobs, it might be more beneficial to go to the library every day
Yeah.
and sit down and develop a plan, come up with exactly what you want out of life, what you're trying to do immediately.
Yeah.
What are your needs? You might be in a situation where you're like, hey, I need a job. I have to get this job in 4 weeks. So you
Yeah.
understand that,
Yeah. And be realistic and also be open to have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So often we keep things to ourselves far too long. Share it. You be out there, be like, yeah, I'm looking for work. You meet a person. Hi, how
Mm-hmm.
you doing? What's your name? I saw you over here.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you had, something happening for
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
I just wanted to share that I'm looking for work and I'm
Mm-hmm.
open to do ABC. You never know who that person knows or who they are.
Exactly.
So be willing to have conversations with your people.
Something else, I just thought about a resource that is so great. I'm going to put this on the site.
Okay.
The Salvation Army. That's an excellent resource to go and, if you're transitioning out, it's
Man,
perfect. You can
you need
get
a suit or
exactly
some nice shoes or
and for employment.
a desk
It's an
or for
immediate employment, and they
Man,
help
and they
with
give second chances.
exactly. They
Yeah.
help with any type of issues you might be facing. So I just wanted to bring that up
That's a
because
great point because that is, and it also can be a great stepping stone because
yes,
they would have a somewhat of a turnover because people
yes,
use it and move
and
on.
move on.
So now they got to fill that
Exactly.
slot again.
Yes,
You can
exactly.
learn so much.
So that's the other thing. We talked about how you said people use it and move on, right? So
Yeah.
that's why you have to develop a plan. You have to have an idea.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, to be perfectly honest, just like us, is like I don't know exactly what I want to do with this podcast,
Yeah.
but I know I want to get access to, I want an outlet so that I can share information about restorative justice.
Mm-hmm.
I can make an impact on people. I can impact the community,
Yeah.
giving them insight, right? So what did we do? We started research. We had a basic plan, but we didn't have a full-fledged uh we didn't have a business plan.
Right.
a formal business plan. You know, we had an outline,
Yeah. And
and
sometimes you
sometimes
just
that's
you have
enough.
to start. Yeah. You have to
Exactly.
start
You
to see
do.
what you need.
Yes. So that's the whole thing. That's why it says develop a plan. You start to develop a plan based on
Hmm.
your needs, and your needs are going to be based on what your status is,
And they're gonna change.
and they're going to
Be ready
change.
for the edit.
Exactly. And while you're developing your plan, you have to do a situational analysis too. You have to say, where am I at right now? So if we have to develop a plan, say for example, like we want to get transportation.
Right.
We want to get transportation to um, go and help people um, however they need. We want to be a resource on wheels.
Exactly.
So if you want to be a resource on wheels, we don't know. First thing we're going to do is start looking at people who are already doing it.
Man, yes. Yeah,
That's resource.
someone already built it. It's already a blueprint
Yes,
in place.
exactly.
Get your hands on the print on the blueprint.
You know, I worked at when I got relicensed as an insurance broker. The gentleman that the agency that I was at initially, one of the things he would say, "Here's my blueprint. Steal it.
Perfect. Yep.
Take it.
Yeah.
This is how I do this. Steal it. It's free. Take it. This is my process. Take it. Feel free.
That is so
Borrow
large.
it.
Yeah.
Don't you don't have to ask for permission, and you don't owe me anything. You see how I'm doing this?
Yeah.
That's all I have for you because it takes so much effort to do
Do
this.
that. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of effort left to come and then show
Show you.
you how to do that. So
Hmm.
pay attention to who's doing that
Yeah.
and do it.
Now that's yeah. We wanted to talk about having being surround yourself with people who want to see you win. Those
Yes.
are things when you can look at it and see it and say, okay, wow, he's telling me to take information he's already has
Yes.
and do what I can with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wants to see you win.
Exactly. So, in our next segment, we're going to be talking especially about that. We're going to be talking about um, the change and all that, developing your circle and all that.
Hmm.
And we're going to talk about editing, to do that change, So, we're talking about you're sitting up there saying, I don't know how to develop my plan.
Yeah.
You have to be flexible. Pay attention to who's doing it
Uh huh.
and watch them and then customize it to what you want to do and what you're capable of doing
Yeah.
now. And then expand that plan based on what you anticipate doing. Dream big. Put the
Dream
big
big.
dream
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there.
Look into your
The one that's
strengths and weaknesses.
ridiculous, too. The one that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. So you can put that as the long term goal. That's right, Larry. Look into your strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah.
right?
Because your steps might be a little different than another person's
Mm-hmm.
step, but you're both headed to the same place.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going with the violinist. You going with the drum line.
Right.
So
Exactly.
we our strings are over here. The drummers are over here.
And we can all make music.
But we can make music,
Yeah.
you know. So anyway, we're gonna take a quick break and then we are gonna come back and finish talking about movement versus progress,
Yeah. And what it entails.
exactly getting started. All right, so we appreciate the listeners and we wish that everyone gives second chances some consideration
Indeed. Live in faith.
every day. All right, thanks again. It's been Angelina Braxton and Larry Braxton with Breaking Barriers.